Alex Anzalone still not practicing after admitting he's disappointed with contract negotiations. However, Dan Campbell says, quote, there's no animosity as talks have continued and feels they're going to be, quote, good because they need him. He's using the hammy, of course, as a little thing.
I'm still a little nervous about this.
So am I. Hey, you got to be. But like we talked about, I listen, I know when we talked about this a couple days ago, I know Maz well enough that I know Maz is going to say something like he eventually said. What did he do wrong? Remember, that was Maz's first response.
Yeah.
And to the Mazes out there, you're not wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. It's a business.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. And KG, I thought you and I were on the exact same page. If you can make it work, if you can fit it under the umbrella, fantastic.
Exactly.
If you can't make it work, guess what, guys? There are a bunch of stud players who are going to be due real soon, okay? Some of the guys on rookie contracts. Some of the guys that, here we are talking, what are you going to do with J-Mo?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the guys the first, second year? And
Brian
not to
Branch.
mention, right, all the rookies right now.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with those guys?
It's true. Like, Brad Holmes is a very shrewd businessman is what I've called him in the past. And listen, if it's going to affect the bottom line in terms of the future of this team, he's not going to do it. And even if it's at the expense of somebody we loved in Zadarius Smith and that we want to see back. But if it doesn't happen, I mean, he's going to have to live with that if it goes south. So I trust this man. He's done nothing but improve this team in a lot of ways. And you just got to wait and see what's going to happen. But there's still a lot of time left between, the start of the season and where we're at right now. A lot of things can happen in these next few weeks. So let's just be patient and see how things shake out. But if it doesn't happen, to me, it's not the end of the world, though,
Well, and you know what it comes back to as well is there's two sides of the story. And you guys know as well as I do, whether you want to admit it or not, I don't care, okay? We're always going to side with the player over management.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh, yeah. Always.
Always. That's pay the man his money. Give him what he's worth and all that stuff. And especially when a guy comes out, Anzalone, I like hearing a guy say, I want to be a Lion for life. I do. Okay, how badly do you want to be a Lion for life?
Yeah. It's true.
Right.
Yeah, that's a real question.
How? Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear that. We'd love you here as well, okay? But we can't have you here and take care of this guy and this guy and this guy. KG's coming up. Justin's coming up. JB's coming up.
And we gonna get paid.
Right. And so, yeah, hey, that's fantastic. And you know what? Everybody hears that and goes, oh, take care of him. Give him his money, all that stuff. Okay, so what happens the next time? What happens when it's J-Mo's turn?
Exactly. Everybody's going to expect the same thing. And when you're in the position that the Lions are in, where most of your cornerstone pieces are still on rookie contracts and you're beginning to pay these guys, you got to find money somewhere. And unfortunately, there will be casualties along the way. Some of those casualties will be players that we are very fond of. I hope it's not Alex Anzalone, but it's a good chance that it could be, depending on what his asking price is.
You know what's funny? I want a general manager, okay? I want a general manager like Steve Yzerman was in Tampa.
Yeah, I was about to say in Detroit.
Yeah. Notice how I said that? There was the dramatic pause for effect. No, seriously, I want a guy like Steve Yzerman was in Tampa, where he says to a guy that meant as much for that franchise as anybody in Vincent Lecavalier, hey, dude, it don't make sense right now. The can't miss high draft choice of Jonathan Drouin. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't think you're that good. We're going to keep you here until we found a sucker. And oh boy, did he find a sucker in Montreal, right? That's what I want. You have to be, I know people don't want to hear this, okay? Because we love our athletes, okay? And I love my athletes. You have to be heartless. You do. You have to take emotion out of the equation.
Especially when you're trying to get to the heights that they're trying to get to. When you're just a losing franchise, sure, keep the fan favorites around. They'll put asses in seats, But as far as like the Lions being in a Super Bowl window, every decision is crucial at this point. Everything that they do has a consequence behind it.
KG, find me one fan right now, seriously, and I'll ask the chat right now. Find just one, Okay? And Justin, you keep track on this. Find me one fan right now that says the Super Bowl isn't the goal.
You can't.
This is we are completely yeah, that's well yes.
Good old
He's
man.
cool,
No,
he's cool with going to the NFC Championship.
Oh hell no.
Aren't we unified? Aren't we unified with that? The
Yes.
goal is Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl
Yes.
or bust. We've been to the NFC Championship already.
Right.
Like what? No.
Dude, we've graduated. Like
Yeah.
we're a real National Football League franchise. And these are real world problems that we haven't had to endure a lot, okay? We have a lot of talent here. And Alex, seriously, if you're watching, man, I want it to work out for you and your family. And for selfish reasons, I want it to work out because I think the Detroit Lions are a better team with you on it.
Yeah.
But you're the guy that said you want to be a Lion for life. Okay, well, how badly do you want to be a Lion for life?
Well, I mean, it's badly enough to where he'll still show up to practice and games. He said he won't miss any games. So I do respect him for that aspect of it because he can easily drag this out, make it messy in the media. I do respect Alex Anzalone for just being straight up and just saying, yeah, I want to be here, but things aren't, the way I pictured them being. And hopefully we can come to a resolution. If he's not going to miss games, I mean, it's not the biggest deal as of right now, although, it's kind of been swirling around the media and all that. But you do wonder going forward, like, what will that move be? And if it's not Alex Anzalone, how will you replace him? Because you're going to have to either put a young guy in that position that's going to have to play to the level of Alex Anzalone, or you got to go out and get a veteran, and that's something Brad Holmes and this regime are very, very selective of who they go bring in from the outside.
You got it. I mean, if you haven't learned that yet, man,
Yeah,
remember 2 years ago, oh my gosh, you got to do something. You did. If you haven't learned that yet, now the surprise would be if he did something.
No, that's a fact.
That's the surprise now.
That's a fact.
That's the one thing we can tell. Hey, listen, when we come back, we're going to take a tour of camp. Love what Jared Goff had to say because, guys, I'm sorry. I think people have short attention spans,
Yes.
short memory spans. Jared Goff had some comments about some of the changes around the Lions. Hear from some of the rookies as well. Don't you go anywhere. JB, KG, Justin in the house. We're going to talk some college football later on.
Yeah.
Not that I'm counting. Not you guys know me. Not that I'm counting. We're only 29 days away from the season start.
Oh, your pants about to be off in a month.
They're halfway down my nose. All right, where are we going?